Uh-huh.
You know, it's partly the guy wanting to be killy and...
Well, sure. But I mean, that's the point, is that if you've got a religion that's so awful that people that want to be murderers join it so they can murder, that doesn't make your religion look very good.
Well, you've got a religion with 1.6 billion people, and then you've got ISIS with several tens of thousands of people. It's just the biggest assholes.
And I've told you that every single poll of the Arab world, of the Muslim world, has shown that they're in favor of these. The average Muslim is in favor of these attacks. They're in favor of jihad. I wonder what
the poll would say about the Vegas massacre. I bet you if you polled...
No, they were in favor of all the other massacres. The average Muslim believes, in the Muslim world, believes that attacks on the West are okay. If they're trying to make the world Muslim, it's a good idea.
Well, a lot of it depends on how you ask the question. But if you asked a few hundred Muslims in all the major Muslim countries, are you in favor of a guy with a bunch of guns who may or may not have sympathies, if we want to give you full credit for dibsing him for shooting more than 500 people, innocent people listening to music in an open space.
Yeah.
I would think that the overwhelming majority would say, well, no, that's a terrible thing to do.
Well, actually, no, there are statistics.
Yeah, but do it about the specific incident.
Well, but you can look at the statistics. Anybody listening to this can look at the statistics. I'll look up the statistics for you and I'll read them to you if we have time, of how many people in the Muslim world believe in jihad if it's to spread the Islamic faith.
Yeah, how does this spread the Islamic faith?
Well, it frightens your opponents. That's part of the trick.
Anyway.
It makes people want to give up. It weakens our will. That's what terrorism is supposed to do.
Oh.
Make us want to give up. I'm done with my points. You've made futile arguments. Now,
everybody likes Nutella. Nobody likes the massacre of 550 people. I know only 58 died, but 500 and, I don't know, some were shot. All right, I have one little point. I fucked up last week where I said it was William Gibson who said nobody knows anything in Hollywood. William Gibson is a great cyberpunk science fiction writer. It's William Goldman, the great screenwriter.
The guy that wrote Lord of the Flies?
No, that's
William Golding.
Yes. So there's all those. Anyway, he wrote Butch Cassidy and.
Okay.
Anyway, now let's introduce Chelsea.
Hi there, I'm Chelsea.
Chelsea, we've had liberal guests before. Chelsea, I've heard, leans conservative.
That's true, yes, I voted for Donald Trump. That's a really controversial thing to say today, but...
Will you vote for him again in 2020?
If he keeps doing as he is now, yes, I will.
Okay.
We have Chelsea here because she scored a perfect score on her SATs and her achievement tests. So she's extremely bright, and I thought we'd want to hear her opinions. Anyway, so about that Weinstein, exploiting women, it's so reprehensible, don't you think, Rick?
Well, I mean, the number of women who've come out saying that they were sexually harassed or abused or raped is up to 58.
I think any exploitation of women is wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right.
I mean, so we're agreed on that.
Is there anything you feel like talking about today, Chelsea?
Actually, about Weinstein and the exploiting women.
Okay.
I do.
Could you stand up, though?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
A lot of the people in Hollywood that knew about this people have known about this for a couple of decades now, that he was raping women or trying to coerce them sexually, to power abuse, for them to get parts in movies, or otherwise they'd get blacklisted. But these Hollywood leftists, they claim they support women's rights and feminism, but they were just letting this go on and not doing a thing.
Well, hold on. I never was in movies, working in movies, but I worked in TV for I've worked for nearly 30 years.
Okay.
And so my level of knowledge of Weinstein was that I didn't know about any of the sex stuff, but I knew he was a terrible boss to work for. I'd heard that
he was a jerk.
that he was a jerk. He was yelly, and he would drive people to quit. And my kid went to college with somebody who worked in their New York offices started off as an intern, and I think then eventually turned into a PA and beyond that, and who, that was a tough environment, but the kid, persevered and liked it there, I assume, to stay there for years, though the kid was a guy. But in any case, you can know people who worked for the guy. You can have worked in entertainment without having known that he was super rapey. Yeah, and you can know that he was an asshole without knowing that he was rapey, though I gotta say, somebody who is rapey is likely to be an a-hole in other ways. So, I mean, what has come out, hasn't been surprising. It's been sad-making, but, there is and it goes back to that saying, nobody knows anything in Hollywood. So anything that works, people put up with. If a guy keeps making hit movies and he's a monster, people will continue to condone that in the hopes of making more hit movies. So that is a flaw in the business structure of entertainment and in the human structure of entertainment. But it doesn't mean that there was this massive, conspiracy to let Weinstein be Weinstein. I'm not sure how many people knew, like the conservative argument, at least on Twitter, where things just get really boiled down and not often not very sophisticated, is, oh, you guys go after Trump for locker room talk, but you let Weinstein be rapey for 30 years or so. And a lot of my stuff kind of boils down to math. Like with Lance for his first 2 points was, did unemployment go like this, or did unemployment stay steady and then fall down under Trump? And again, there'd be some math stuff with Weinstein, like how many people really knew.
A lot of A-list actors knew, I'm sure a lot of people behind the scenes knew. I'm sure a lot of people, his secretary whoever let the actresses into his hotel rooms must have known. I don't think there was a conspiracy, but I don't know how many people knew, but I think enough of them knew that someone should have said something. I think it's miraculous that it took this long for it to come out.
Chelsea, did Weinstein make a pass at you at any point?
Thankfully, no.
Okay. Would you have driven one of those stiletto heels into his chest?
Into his crotch.
Yeah, okay, all right.
My sister has beaten up people with stilettos.
No, they're good for that. My dad taught me I could kick him in the throat with my stilettos. I can do a rocket kick.
Could you do that right now? Wow, I'm impressed. All right, very good.